why. I tried two
Bring
different
this
ways
on.
and it didn't work. So our new rook. Bing bing.
Faster
Bong
than
bong.
you and
Ching
Thorn.
ching. Yep, yep.
Gotcha. I saw that. I was like, those are two new people.
They're questionable. Let me double check, y'all, because for some reason this is really bully, and it is up. We are running. Okay.
Pull the thing
So,
up.
yep, there we go. So we hit our week 6 in the rookie division.
Whoa. That was rude of me.
Alright, Savage, they're waiting on you, and we'll get under our qualifying to set our positions for tonight. Be interesting to see how the two new rookies are gonna do, with Faster Than You joining and Thorn in Your Eye coming in for their first time.
I think it'll be
Fine.
it'll be a good race.
It's definitely turned into some boxing matches between Parky and Phantom this season. They're still duking it out in the points.
Savage, awesome.
Yeah, for some reason it's not pulling mine up, but that's fine, I guess. I just can't seem to find the stream that I have going at this moment. But that is alright. I'm already up. Need to get this night underway anyway. We're 15 minutes past due.
Yeah, you might have to stop it and restart it.
Gotcha. Let me just stop and restart it real quick.
Well, they're just taking off like they're racing, so.
Well, you know, rookies, they're ready to go. I mean, they they know it's qualifying. Thorn in Your Eye, quick on the brakes, knows he needs some space to get some room. Parky's coming into this with no practice at all. How do you think that's going to fare out for him, D-Hayes?
It's not going to work out too well, but he did alright in the couple little short lap ones we did a while ago.
Yes, he did.
But he ain't got no practice.
I do believe Upchurch. Alright, it's on now. Savage.
Thank you. Yep, I was gonna say. Let me actually get to it. There we go. Technical difficulties like always, but that's fine. We're back.
Oh. Yeah. So, Faster Than You, I have not seen him actually race or practice or anything. Soulpun brought him in yesterday. He's new to the league as of yesterday. Or today, however you want to put that, because I added him into the Discord today.
So he is absolutely fresh. Like, this is him literally getting thrown into this whole entire thing. He just joined today, and now he's literally racing.
He was having rules explained to him as they were getting ready to start the lobby up.
That is the fastest I think we've ever had somebody put into a race, especially join the Discord right before Division Night.
It'll also fathom on the fact of, let's see where Soulpun throws his rookies in there and see what they have for times. As of right now, the two newest rookies are
out front with the fastest lap times.
Both in the 56s, a second faster than Phantom. Got some control there.
I know Thorn in Your Eye, he's got quite a bit of time on this game.
Well, a lot of people have seen him race, especially in the public lobbies and stuff like that. I have not, but seeing his lines and seeing the way he's taking everything, yeah. I was gonna say he's got. It looks like he's gonna be running very strong tonight, along with Faster Than You. they're both out there running it very hard at this moment. So exciting to see our two newest rookies, especially with the fastest lap times, be out on the track tonight. See how they fare with everybody else. Looks like Parky's struggling to get his lines a little bit, especially running with no practice. I mean, that can hurt you, but at the same time, we've seen people run with absolutely no practice and take out some wins. So
he's also he keeps catching Sleeper in the middle of his run, so it's kind of hard when you're trying to throw down your best lap you can, and then you run into the car, or run the car in front of you, and you gotta keep checking out of it. Makes it hard. Phantom shoots his way up there into second, so
yeah, he does. He's looking for it. I know there was a lot of talk in the chat that they were in, that they are currently in before we started this live stream and started our races. Parky and Phantom, I believe we have a friendly rivalry going on at the moment. They're guaranteed battling it out tonight.
Oh, those two are always guaranteed to fight it out. They've been like this since last season. About 3 weeks left in last season, and they really picked up the pace with each other, especially when the rule was set to where the winner could move up to the next class and run with them to see how they do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you doing that again this season?
Phantom did tell Parky, though, in the chat that he was looking forward to the B race.
Well, it looks like our fastest lap goes to Faster Than You with a 56.4, followed very, very closely by Thorn in Your Eye with a 56.472. Phantom Shotgun almost getting it with a 56.6.
It's going to be a tight race.
And this is what I mean by Parky catching Sleeper in each run, because Sleeper and Parky's times are almost identical.
They're very, very close, I'll tell you that.
See, at that point, if I was Parky in that situation, I would have just backed off and waited, let Sleeper get a ways ahead, because you already know you keep catching them. So, if you want that good run, well, you need to make some time to where you're not gonna catch them. Oh, I wonder how these guys are gonna handle this track tonight.
It's going to be an absolute spectacle, I'll tell you that. This track is a tough one to traverse, especially if you do not know the Rammer RS.
Very true.
It's very
true.
technical. It's got corners.
Yes, sir.
What car has never been a pace car?
There's a lot of them, actually.
Has a Sova car ever been one?
I honestly don't know. There's so many of them that haven't been. I think they're gonna make some final tune adjustments, see if it can help. Let's see. And a lot of our rookies, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them I do believe are still in automatic.
Yeah, Thorn in Your Eyes automatic. Parky is, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
Parky is automatic. Upchurch is automatic. So it's, I said, there's a lot of them that are still
automatic.
I mean, we've seen time and time again, people run automatics and still be, really fast. There's not much difference except for literally the shifting. That's it.
And even though Sleeper and Parky are in the 57s right now, they're still tight on time. They're maybe a half a second off, but they're two drivers that'll, as the race goes on, get their bearings together. As D-Highs is going to set the pace in that goofy-looking European stock car.
Don't hate, appreciate.
I just call it that because the American sprint car and that are so much different, even though that's called a stock car and a sprint car is a sprint car. But
yeah,
it's a fun little car to drive, I'm not going to lie. I've raced it in a few different races. It's been fun.
I wish you could take the bars off the sides of it.
So we did have Faster Than You take a pole in his very first appearance in the league, and then starting on the outside pole in the 2 spot is their other first-time rookie, is Thorn in Your Eye. Third coming is Phantom. Sleeper pulls off a 4th, out qualifying Parky barely for 5th, and Upchurch will be bringing him 6th right now to start this race.
And we're rounding the final corner just about for the very first race of the night.
Yeah. And Phantom still holds a Class A points lead.
He's gonna be the person to beat tonight, guaranteed.
Getting ready, and they're
Green
gonna go green
flag. Yep. Uh-oh, Sleeper getting into Thorn. I know these very fresh rookies that we've just brought in tonight. They're gonna be crowded. I guarantee you, they're not gonna be shown any mercy. These boys, they have points. They've got something to lose. But also, it's just as dangerous because these new rookies don't have anything to lose. They don't have any points yet. They were just brought in, so they're gonna absolutely fight.
Yes. Especially when you got Phantom, like I said, he's still holding on to the points lead over Parky, so you're not going to want Parky to get too far back. He's 10 points behind Phantom coming into this race. And then we go to the Class B, which will be next, and you got a complete reverse role there with Parky sitting on top of Phantom by 13. Or no, by 23,
Phantom.
Sorry.
Oh,
Phantom having some issues on that last and final corner. Lets Parky get just up beside him, and I believe Phantom's not going to give it up, though. But he's going to allow Parky right through, taking it really wide in that last first corner.
This is true. So, I don't know if anyone actually heard or not, but the Rammer set that we're on this week is actually Sleeper's favorite cars. So we might see a different Sleeper tonight.
Well, Sleeper is up in second place at this moment, and he is trying to chase down Faster Than You. So, I mean, he's got something. We've seen time and time again somebody with their favorite car and they just pull a win off. So we saw that week 2 or 3 with C-Dub, his first race actually as a semi-pro. The Drag Slayer was his favorite car, and he pulled off his first win.
Whoa.
Phantom, very tight, losing control and allowing Parky right back out front. Faster Than You, running the fastest lap currently with a 56.525.
Now, anybody that's not familiar with this car, in which these rookies are really flying out, this car slides. It's very, very happy with its rear end.
That's something I think a lot of us finally noticed that don't drive this car ever. We realize that, I mean, a lot of the cars that have been chosen for the season 14 have been on the they love to get sideways, area. So,
well, I wouldn't say I mean, any car has that capability if you drive it hard enough, but this one particularly, and a couple others, once you put them in A class, they have so much like torque. They literally break their rear wheel grip. It's ridiculous on how quick this thing actually accelerates, and it's like too much for itself.
Looks like Parky and Phantom are taking some back and forths. They allowed Thorn in Your Eye to take us third place, but Parky and Phantom are absolutely duking it out on this track currently.
Well, these three are letting both Faster Than You and Sleeper just kind of cruise away here. They are all right door to door.
They've been sliding off the track, sliding into the wall a lot. I think they're trying to get the car under control, especially after all the practice they had. I mean, even Parky didn't have any practice, but I mean, even then, they're realizing that this car is it's not an easy beast to handle. This is one you've got to break before you ride it.
Well, not only that, I think Parky's out here having a heart attack. He's got both European drivers behind him, and they're both purple. And we all know how he feels about racing purple cars. Definitely great.
Sleeper improves his lap time, chasing down faster than you at the 57.140.
Now for our the PRA drivers that run with us, they are familiar with Thorn in Your Eye, but as much as they are familiar with him, I do believe they are familiar with him in the B class, not so much seeing him how he runs in the A class. So this is probably a little different for him as well. Faster than you, 55.6.
Yeah, he's out there and he is stretching his legs at this moment. He pulls an even faster lap time with a 55.570. He's running some lap times out here. I think he's on a Sunday cruise like we say every week. He has a definite huge lead on Sleeper and everyone else.
Now, one thing I like to actually notice here is Upchurch running a 58.3 versus us qualifying time, which was a minute flat.
So he definitely has improved. They all have improved their lap times.
And not only that, he is running times to run with them. So, I mean, if there was a caution to come out for some instance and tighten them back up, you probably would have 4 cars fighting it up. Possibly 5 cars just fighting it right out, because you got 57.1 all the way to 58.3 from second to sixth. They're all pretty tight in times. As we're talking,
they're not too far behind each other.
Well, as the battle settled down between Parky, Thorn, and Phantom, they're starting to reel in Sleeper, so...
It's going to be another battle here very shortly within a few laps, so... especially if they can keep it under control and realize that fighting each other is more detrimental to their race than everything else.
Well, that's because it changes up your line so much when you have a fight with somebody, because you can't drive into a corner the way you exactly want to and be respectful of the car next to you, because it's just unpredictable. Some have gotten used to it to where you can see him run the outside and hold it, but the inside still has to let off just a little bit more so he doesn't come into that car on the outside.
Yeah, checking up is a very big part of racing, as much as it is in real life as it is on a video game that does support some sort of realism with this, so...
And these lap times from second to fifth.
Parky just slid out and said hello to the wall.
Letting Thorn right back by. Thorn, though, he's definitely going to try to keep that spot. Parky is definitely going to take it right back pretty soon, it looks like. He's 100% trying to get that position back. I think the only thing he's really trying to do right now is make sure that he keeps some distance between him and Phantom.
Oh, that's going to be a hard one to do because Phantom's right there on his bumper.
Absolutely.
But one thing I'll notice is with Parky being at half health, one good benefit about the Rammer RS is it is a very strong and durable car. He doesn't have 1 ounce of component damage at pretty much half health, so...
I was shocked to find that out myself, you know, being... a lot of us boys during our practice times when we're racing for Division Night and some of the races, you know, we'll start having a little fun. You know, we'll kind of get sidetracked. And even being at 30 health, you know, I still had no component damage. So that is a plus side to this. If any caution does come out tonight, and any accident does happen with the rookies, they shouldn't really have to worry about much component damage unless it's a major critical point.
Is that... I don't know. Oh, no, they collected it. I'm pretty sure that's just gonna be a bump and go. That was almost
That was almost a caution as I was talking about one. Oh, the commentator's curse.
Thorn, I believe...
I gotta stop mentioning the C word, everybody. We do not want to see a caution.
This is going to give Thorn some breathing room to try and run down Sleeper.
Yep, he's got so much breathing room now. He absolutely is.
Just barely. He's running down a little.
Parky saying hello to the same wall yet again. Trying to reel that car in on that corner.
I will say this: it's the first time I've ever seen Sleeper's car in a race with
Ooh.
absolute. Well, I can't say nothing to the commentator curse, but
Phantom.
yeah, just look at it.
Phantom giving Parky a big shove to the outside and now taking the 4th place away from him.
Yeah,
Parky
Sleeper.
has a bit of aerodynamic problem. His back door's missing.
Sleeper is actually running with no armor, which is a rare thing for him to be running. Normally he has a bumper or a roll cage in his car. But then again, like I said, the Ram RS is a pretty durable car, so he doesn't feel that unrealistic damage. He needs to armor it up like he does with most cars.
Faster than you, improving his lap time yet again with the 55.412. He just keeps getting faster and faster and faster.
Phantom has dropped to a 56.2.
Darn to 56.0.
I believe Parky has officially improved his best lap as well. I do believe he was sitting on a 58 earlier. Either a 58 or a 57, the high 57.
Yeah, Upchurch improved his lap quite a bit compared to the qualifying.
Yes, like Unknown said earlier, he was like a minute. Earlier, just in the last few laps, he was in the high 58s. Now he's pulled it down to almost a 57. Parky improving his lap time again with a 57.132. He now has a faster lap time than Sleeper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, these three are coming on Sleeper pretty hard.
Yes, I believe Sleeper, they let him go, and now they've realized that it's time to chase him
down. They're gonna catch him sleeping if he doesn't wake up.
Come on, Sleeper, wake it up there.
These guys are at the like halfway behind your leader right now. So it's.
I believe our leader is, if he can, he could potentially be catching the last place guy. There's 6 laps left. It can be done. But he's just out here stretching his legs, enjoying himself. It looks like he's being a little more conservative than our other racers here, but that's only because of the lead that he currently has.
As his lead stretches, Sleepers has closed. Thorn is all over him at this moment.
Taking out some tires and almost the dude that's sitting in the cage on the side of the track. Parky, though, looking like he's lost some room between him and Phantom. I believe he's just kind of lost his pace.
I do know Parky's not a fan of these heavy, squirrely cars. But, the Rammer, it is a heavy car, and it takes some finesse to drive it. But, like, the B-Class, it'll tone it. The B-Class Rammer, which is just a standard one, probably see a little bit different from Parky. Probably control that one a little better.
Off on the first corner. That's going to give Parky time to catch up. He does have a major run at this moment out of the first corner. Phantom loses a little bit of time on Thorn, but allows Parky to catch right back up. Parky knocking on Phantom's door, but still trying to maintain distance. Our A-Class points leader is out here trying to make something happen.
So I noticed a couple of them are struggling with the transition, and that really entitles what this car is about, with its really loose and squirrely back end of the car. And what they're struggling with is the last corner and the chicane corner going into the right-hander, where you're doing a quick left-right and then back to a left or right again, and the car is starting to want to slide. Now you're correcting it to send it in the other direction and hoping you're not putting it too far. So I'm really seeing the changes through it.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. This car is a absolute stallion, and it is a very hard one to tame, I'll tell you that.
You just got, most thing people got to remember, it's not the regular rammer. It's got 5 gears, not 4.
Yes.
I know there's a couple guys in the lobby earlier, they never got out 4th gear, and like, I'm losing so much speed, and then they shifted up.
So the pressure from Thorn has pushed Sleeper to a 57.0. And Parky drops to a 56.6, trying to run that groove.
Oh, he's letting Phantom know that he's still there. Gave him a little bump, and now he's on the inside corner panel. Says, hey, Phantom, I want this position.
2 points leaders fighting it out. And then now you got to remember, if Sleeper holds off Thorn, Sleeper is 3rd in points, so this will also have him gain some points on these two.
I could potentially push down one of the current points leaders, 1st and 2nd place.
Let's see, Sleeper resides in 3rd, sitting 27 points back from Phantom and 17 back from Parky. So it's not enough to knock either one of them out of their position, but it's enough to where it'll help him gain some points on them for sure.
Oh,
As
Sleeper
for,
yet again.
Jeez, a 56.3.
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
was just about to say that.
He's not giving up that 2nd place.
Thorn in Your Eye has absolutely woke him up, I think. On these last 2 laps that we've got going currently, I think Sleeper's realized that it's time to put his foot on the pedal.
He's like, I am in my rammer, you are not taking this place from me.
Thorn in Your Eye, though, not letting him out of his sight, absolutely gonna keep pushing him and keep pressuring him and everything like that. He could be waiting for a mistake. He could be waiting for a moment that he finds that's very clear for him to pass. It looks like he's been very generous with Sleeper tonight, so has everybody else been. They've been very generous.
Yeah, he's a very respectful racer. He will do what he can not to try and take you out. So, Phantom and Parky still going at it back here. Oh, those two.
You know, I look back, hoping to see a car in faster than you's, rearview mirror, and I absolutely see none whatsoever. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It looks like everybody has just let him go. They said, go run, be free, do your thing, little buddy.
Well, these 4 are actually still right in striking distance of each other, to where if there was a mishap in any one of them, it's going to change positions.
Oh, especially, Sleeper, if he was to make a mistake, he could potentially lose not 1, not 2, but 3 positions that he's kept for so long. And it is final lap, everybody. It has been final lap for a minute, but...
in this heated battle back here that we've been tracking, this Faster Than You is coming around the final corner, and he's going to end up pulling off his first win, his first race in the WPL.
Looks like Phantom made a mistake, and it allowed Parky right back through. Phantom will take a 5th place. It looks like Parky with his hard-fought 4th after so long and so many mistakes tonight.
Are we going to see Thorn try and make a move here in the last 2 corners on Sleeper?
We could. He's taking those lines to pressure him and try to get that spot.
Sleeper pushed a little wide.
It looks
not
like
going to have enough
run.
straightaway.
Aww. But it is a very close race. Wow.
Very strong race there. That was a good one for Sleeper. Very well run.
It being his favorite car, well, he just wasn't going to allow anything less than second.
It's a version of his favorite car. The Rammer is actually the car. If you've ever watched Sleeper in public lobbies or any time he mainly runs, he chooses that Rammer over anything. So we'll see next race coming up. We're probably going to see Sleeper push that as hard as he can. Very good times, very close times.
Very, very close.
Now we go from a big track to quite a much smaller track, as we will Pull in your race winner and let D-Highs and Savage interrogate him.
Alrighty, let me get him in here. Oh, I don't have him. You know what? Played together. Faster than you. He may or may not join. I don't think anybody may have told him that he's got to come over and have his little interrogation for a second.
Well, we will get that corrected.
Try. Oh, there he is. I think he's waiting. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. It is. It's shared. I can hear you. Yes, yes, sir. I can. Well, congratulations on your win, Faster. Seeing those qualifying times, especially for your first night, how do you feel with it being your very first night and your very first win?
I really like that track.
Heck yeah, man. What did you change from qualifying laps to the actual race itself? Did you change any gears? Did you change tunes? Did you change the way you took your lines by any chance? That could have been a major, uh... oh, we found some cheat codes on how to win a race. Just change your normal colors to something completely different. Well, look at that. Well, congratulations on your win. Let's see if we can have you pull off a sweep for the night. It's going to be an absolute battle for you in this B-class race, and I do congratulate you yet again.
Okay. Lap qualifying. Okay. We're gonna head to Vale Falls, Maine. Like I said,
my mic was muted.
it's alright. Talking to yourself is just a mere illusion.
I heard you a couple times there, but then I didn't hear you for a little bit afterwards. I'm just like, well, there goes D-Highs.
Best interview of the night, right there with D-Highs. Did you have any good information for yourself? Any ways you would have handled that differently, D-Highs?
I nailed it.
Oh,
Alright. So
that's just amazing.
this is where it's going to shape up to be real interesting, because now we're going to get real door-to-door, real tight, real short. So we're going to see some interesting changes here. And now we're going to a car that sat low to the ground, was really loose, to a car that has a little bit more of a suspension lift, to where you got a little bit more of a bumpy terrain, and a car that is more tendent to push in a tighter aspect versus sliding the rear end and being a loose car. I don't know. I mean, low 33s, mid 33s.
Now, is that just the average that everybody should be pulling off?
So,
or...
from what I've been seeing, veterans and semi-pros are low 33s, maybe tapping into a 32.9. The pros, 32, I was running 32.4. I do believe Sierra was hitting 32.5s, 32.6s. Trackhawk, 32.5s. Rookies, I think we're gonna see mid to high 33s. And that's where I'm guessing. So average, I'm definitely gonna say is in that mid 33 range. Is if you take your pros to your rookies, we're definitely low to mid 33s.
Looks like Parky's gonna change something up. He's gonna go from a 227 to a 234.
Now with this car, everybody does just normally take the engine down to run the 227 Class B rammer, but that leaves you with an acceleration stat of 7.1. Now, if you actually take the time to throw the A-Class motor, take your performance parts down, and run some armor on it, it puts you at a 234 with a 7.4 acceleration rating. And
so there isn't much difference, being completely honest. It's a 0.3 difference in acceleration.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, that 0.3, I don't see it making too much of a difference, and that's only going to come down to possibly what gear you're deciding to run. It might pull you through a little bit more than the other one. I ran the 227, I ran the 234, both times in the same gear set, and still ran maybe within a tenth of each other, and that could just be missing a line in a corner. So
yeah, this track is even more technical than the last. It does have berms. It does have it doesn't have very many wide points for a lot of these guys to take. So missing a line can be very detrimental to a lap time.
this is very true. And we have Phantom coming out, ripping out a 34.4. Thorn with a 34.5, Faster 34.6, Sleeper 34.6, and a Parky with a 36.0, and Upchurch with 37. Now I want to see Upchurch, the way he's been going
Sleeper caught the rocks in that last turn.
The last couple weeks with Upchurch, we've seen him improve about 2 seconds from his qualifying time to his race time. So I want to see if we're going to see that same kind of improvement on a technical track.
We could very well see that. And a lot of these times, everybody will run a slower lap time and then show us that they are a lot faster than what they are and pull out something 2 to 3 seconds faster than what they were in the first place.
Well, I think especially in rookies because they're learning. And to throw them into a quick 5-lap little section, they haven't had time to figure the track out to see what they can do. And then, you know, by 20 laps, they finally got an idea of what they need to do around the track. So you definitely start to see them kick up a little bit more. And this right here is what we're going to see a lot. You have 0.4 of a second shooting from first to fifth. These lap times here are not going to vary very far, I don't believe.
Well, I do believe Upchurch proved you wrong because he goes from a 38 to a 36.6.
No.
Everybody else sitting
If
Sleeper come in and took that fast lap,
wow,
on that last
he does
one.
have a 34.299.
Well, I did say we're going to probably see a different version of Sleeper in this car. But
Sleeper's been woke.
If Upchurch actually does what I said and actually does follow it, and he gains 2 seconds, that would make him in the 33s. So
we could very well much so see that same difference, you know, like we see just about every race, especially with Upchurch. He could be out front Sleeper. You never know.
yes, he's got time. He's learned it pretty well, but he just does not have the practice that a lot of people do.
Especially I don't see him a lot of the times during, from Monday to Wednesday unless he's practicing on his own. Um, a lot of us do enjoy practicing with others because we do have that communication and the ability to ask and get some advice as we try to dial in our cars and find the tune for the track and everything and become faster. Because I don't think Upchurch has really done that.
Right. And I think if he did, it would be more interesting to see what he could pull. So
I think this race is going to be way closer than the last race.
now,
Shout out to
hopefully,
Parky for trying to remove me, as I normally do.
well, I do hope they remember that this is still realistic, and they get in too many door fighting. We don't want to see a DNF.
No, would absolutely not.
That's
love
what
to see
makes
a
this
DNF.
race a little bit more difficult. With
Now
it
this
being
one,
realistic, you can't take a chance too many times.
exactly, and then this one, ugh, it's interesting because your points leader is actually qualified 5th. So,
oh wow.
And another shocker of the night is, once again, one of your first timers takes the pole with Thorn being on the
I didn't see Kay come in and took it.
Oh, I didn't either. Wow. Yeah, no, Thorn in Your Eye is a 34-0. He takes it right back from Sleeper. That was a little sneaky move that he made there, and it absolutely worked for a good couple minutes.
Well, one thing that Thorn did do is everybody stayed kind of grouped up. They don't space themselves out as much. He hit the brakes. He gave himself some space so he can get his time to run the track the way he needed to. And it definitely shows in the final result of his qualifying.
Considering that he has, as you mentioned before, run for the PRA, he knows how these division works. He knows what they're all about, especially when you're going from qualifying to the actual race. You want to get the best lap that you can get for your placement. So I think he understands the best, especially with how all this works and what he's supposed to do.
Well, I think we're going to start this one without our race official. He kind of went off into Yoda land.
Uh-oh.
That's alright. D-Highs is in there to police him on the pace lap. We do have an actual league official that does race in the Rookie Series if no one knows, which is Parky. So
yes.
He will police him if need be until Soul Pun returns from outer space.
He's pulling a Fast and Furious with a Pontiac Fiero.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Faster Than You losing a little bit of health. Phantom Shotgun as well, trying to get in their positions. Looks like a bunch of angry dogs chasing D-Highs down.
They're out here arm wrestling for position. Tighten it up and go green flag here shortly. There.
And now it's a green flag already. I guess they were waiting for something. Oh, Faster Than You, catching that burn, pushing shotgun out.
I think that came to the factor of not wanting to do it in that bend. With rookies, it probably was a better decision. Let them get a little bit more of a straighter run towards the first tight turn.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, they're still continuously learning each and every night that they're doing this. They don't have the time that the semi-pros or pros have in the game, or even the veterans. So it's different, and the way that they do things, obviously will be different, considering they don't have the practice or probably the comfort, the comfort that we normally would when taking off in a corner like that.
Sleeper jumping out to a lead here.
I think it's time he's going to
He's
stretch
got
his legs.
Thorn and a pack behind him.
So one thing we're gonna have to watch is they'll go through this sweeping right turn, and as they set up to the left, I've noticed a couple of them are still learning how to judge this, and they hit that inside berm, and that can be highly dangerous to their suspension. And then, as you notice here, Phantom struggles with going out too wide after the hairpin and catches that guardrail. So 20 laps, we're gonna see. Eventually, you're not gonna want to hit them.
Yeah, no, definitely, because that's going to whittle down your health, and it's going to whittle down your car. It's going to make it worse over time. Faster than you, though, pulling off a 34-0, but getting into Thorn, pushing him off the track. I believe that is a caution.
They're probably going to call a caution on that one, because well, I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes because they do pick and choose differences on their cautions, and since it didn't affect anybody else, I'm not sure if they're going to call that.
I mean, they did lose their positions, so...
He let him back around, though.
Yes. It was very generous of him to let him right back around.
So in that scenario, the reason why I say it's on their call is because they both lost their position to Parky and Phantom, but now if they called the caution, they would both go to the rear, so they're not all the way in the back. So I mean, you're not losing anything by calling the caution. They kept race pace, they're still actually in position to gain their spots back.
I'm looking for faster than you to graduate to veterans. I'm just saying, man. You watch people, watch their lines, you tell where they need to be.
Well, not
It's
only
like
do we look for...
character, he need to be a rookie.
Phantom makes a move for the lead.
Wow, Phantom giving
this
Sleeper
is
a hard
race.
time, because it looks like Sleeper is going to be right back all over him. Very, very close behind him. Watching from Faster Than You's perspective, Sleeper is he's gonna absolutely want to take that. Faster Than You, giving Parky a little hello, I'm right here. Gonna crowd him a little bit and take this spot right from him. Look at that. Ooh,
See,
though.
Thorn
There's another...
has a really nice entry into turn one. He does have a little bit more comfort going into the corner than a couple of them, I do notice.
Oh!
Oh, now that'll be
Sleeper
a caution.
catches the wall. Yep. Faster Than You now has yellow suspension, yellow engine, and a yellow gearbox. That's going to be a really,
and Parky
really tough...
just
Oh my
drove
god!
into the tires.
What in the world is going on?
Rookie jitters. Alright, so we're gonna line them up. That should put Parky and Phantom side by side on this restart.
Our points leaders are right next to each other time and time again.
I don't know. Or Parky's gonna say faster is in second. I'm not sure.
I believe it should. I don't know, who was it?
I'm gonna say Faster Than You was involved in that, right? So he should be in the back.
That's one of your situations where the caution car, there was no avoidable aspect to it. There's nothing he could do, and everybody kind of would have piled into him anyway.
So that case, in that specific scenario, they would...
They just did a single foul?
Yeah, Soul Punch must have kept him single file.
Probably to keep from another full restart.
So, how is our Upchurch doing on lap times here? I had a chance
He's
to
currently
check
at 35.870. I don't think he's improved too much, but we still have yet to see. We do have 10 laps left. Yep. Phantom gonna give Faster Than You a hard time. Gonna block him and make sure that he takes the out front.
Watching Upchurch, it don't look like his car turns too great.
Time and time again we see that.
And it just don't want to go.
Well, a lot to do with this car and getting it to turn is definitely your brake and throttle positions, because this car wants to go as soon as you hit the gas,
Yeah.
so it will cause it to push. But if you can get it to brake good and set into the corner, it will float through nicely. It's just one of those, it has a very specific way of turning the car. And Upchurch is trying to hold a much tighter line. If he probably widened his turn up a little bit, it would probably smooth out his turning struggles.
Yeah, 'cause I've noticed a couple of them turns when they're taking them, their car's pushing them way, way out.
The way I like to describe the Rammer, in my opinion, is a floater. It is one of them cars, you get it pitched and you let it float, and then when you're finally ready to hit the throttle, that's when you start getting back into it, because it's just that touchy.
Yeah, if you do it right,
You know,
it'll
now that you
actually
say
turn
that,
itself.
yeah, now that you say that, I absolutely completely agree. You know, racing this car on a flat out track, it's still gonna do the same thing. You hit a corner too fast, and it's just gonna float right across the track, depending on where you take it.
Faster Than You has taken the lead,
Excuse me.
but
Looks
Phantom
like
right
he's
back to the inside.
giving Phantom a hard time.
Well,
I wonder
from
if he
watching,
knows. Go ahead.
Phantom is doing really well around about 80% of this track, but when we get to this hairpin, that is where Phantom is struggling. He comes swinging out really wide, and I think he's losing a lot because he keeps grazing the wall. And I'm starting to really watch these health bars, about half health on a lot of them. And
Yeah, they're still hitting the wall. Even after this little chicane over here, that really high berm, it's catching a lot of the rookies here still, and they're hitting that outside wall. So they're losing health in two different places.
now, this is a weird change with Phantom. I noticed when he has somebody in front of him to where he's starting to try and need to run him down, he changes his entry into the hairpin, which for some odd reason actually changes his exit. I could only imagine why it does that, but he starts to come around the corner smoother. And I'm not sure. It's like, it's just a weird difference that I've noticed.
Yeah, because I mean, even watching it right now,
You can see the difference on his exit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He almost has the same entry, but it's still different from when he was out front.
Now I don't know.
Now, like,
I don't know if Sleeper made some changes coming into this race or if he took some damage in that spin out, but it's definitely seemed to hurt him a little bit.
Currently, Sleeper has only a yellow suspension. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
He hits the wall really hard on that little chicane after a big bounce, and now has brake damage.
Faster Than You, Phantom, both clipped that inside guardrail on that sweeper left. That draws Parky right up to Phantom.
Yeah,
Gives him an opportunity to battle it out again.
Yeah, Parky and Phantom in this rookie series, they have not left each other alone.
It's only going to get way, way, way more intense as the season progresses. You know, as of tonight, we officially have 2 weeks left of the division racing. So they're going to absolutely step up their game and make sure that they each have a running start and a way to get away from the other person.
For division race, yeah.
Phantom almost catching that outside wall again. He's losing faster than you yet again. But I mean, even then, he still pulls him right back in consistently.
Coming to the white flag here, last lap.
Faster than you with a yellow or orange engine now and yellow everything else. Still out front though, stretching his legs a little bit more and more as the closes in on the checkered flag.
Did you look at the lap times by chance?
Yeah, thorn in your eye. And freaking, it just, everybody's got a 34-0 except for Upchurch. And wow, faster than you pulls off a 33-9 on that very last lap. Wow. But all the rookies have a 34-0.
That was a race.
That was absolutely race. You know, we got Phantom in second with a 34.074, BV Parkey with a 34.091. You have Thorn in Your Eye with a 34.017. They're very close in lap times, I'll tell you that. Like, wow.
So
I didn't happen to actually look at that until you said something unknown.
That's why I said the 34-0, 34-0, 34-0, 34-0. It's like, man, and no wonder they're not getting on them.
First night
well,
racing.
Let's get our B class winner in here, and yet again, it is faster than you. It is an absolutely amazing race. That is our first sweep of the night for our rookies here. Let's get him in here and ask him some questions. Faster. It looks like you have pulled off the first sweep of the night in your very first night of racing. Good talk. Are you muted some? I figured. Oh. Congratulations on your win again, man. Pulling your first sweep off for the night on your very first race. Congratulations, man. It seems that that caution allowed you to get out front and stretch your legs a little bit.
Making a couple. I got it too.
I believe it was Sleeper. Well, I
believe it was Sleeper.
Yeah,
it was
Sleeper
because Sleeper ended up hitting the inside wall.
Spun, and then I drove straight into him.
Collected him, yeah. Like real early. Yeah. Yeah, that. He pulled it out on the last lap.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, you did.
Nice.
So, with I know you're new to the league, and Soul Pun made mention of bringing you up to the veterans for the next race to show you the comparison on how different this is going to come as we go up in our divisions. So, you're more than welcome to do that.
Pretty sure I was. I think.
Well, it is now the veterans, and Parsifal will not be waiting or not be racing until our next, which is the semi-pros, which is where he is currently. But congratulations on your first sweep of the night, man. Especially on your first division night. Congratulations on that, man. You did very, very good. So.
Appreciate it. Is this,
Yep, this is gonna be veterans setting off for their qualifying. All right.
And we will be.
Yeah, you can race with us.
We will be right